Here's the scary truth. You're being manipulated every single day by ads, prices, even the way people talk to you. These psychological tricks shape your decisions without you even noticing. But once you spot them, they lose their power, like turning on an ad blocker for your brain. You walk into a store, and the first thing you see is a $1,000 designer handbag. You laugh and think, who buys this? Then you see another one for $300, and suddenly it feels like a steal. That's anchoring. Psychologists Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman proved that the very first number we see, called the anchor, heavily influences what we think is reasonable. Marketers know this. That's why stores place overpriced items up front, not because they expect you to buy them, but to make everything else look affordable in comparison. How to spot it? Anytime a price feels like a bargain, ask yourself, would this still feel cheap if I hadn't seen the higher price first? If the answer is no, then you just saved yourself that money, thanks to me. Why does Amazon always say only 3 left in stock, order soon? Or why do travel sites flash 10 people are looking at this hotel right now? That's scarcity. Psychologist Robert Cialdini wrote about it in his famous book Influence. The trick works because our brains are wired to think that rare equals valuable. The problem, most of the time, the scarcity is fake. There are not actually only 3 left in stock. It's just code on a website designed to give you anxiety. How to spot it? If a website is trying to rush you with a timer or a warning, pause. Ask yourself, if this deal wasn't ending in 5 minutes, would I still want it? If the answer is no, again you just saved yourself some money. And probably closet space, thanks to me. Let's be honest, most of us are sheeps. If other people are doing it, we assume it's good. That's why restaurants put the busiest tables up front, why ads say bestseller, and why influencers flex to their millions of followers. It's social proof, and it's one of the oldest psychological tricks that manipulate you daily. Even psychologists in the 1950s proved it. Solomon Asch ran an experiment where people gave obviously wrong answers to simple questions, but individuals still copied them just to fit in. How to spot it? If you're about to make a choice just because everyone else is doing it, take a second. Remember, everyone once thought smoking was cool and mullets, both mistakes. This one is sneaky but brilliant. Someone asks you for something tiny first, like signing a petition or answering a survey. Then, once you've said yes, they hit you with a bigger request. Psychologists Friedman and Fraser tested this in the 1960s. They asked homeowners to put a tiny sticker in their window. Weeks later, they asked the same people to put a huge, ugly billboard on their lawn. Guess what? People who said yes to the small request were far more likely to agree to the big one. How to spot it? Next time you feel pressured into saying yes because you already agreed to something smaller, stop. You don't owe anyone a bigger favor just because you did the little one. That's not kindness, that's manipulation. Imagine 2 yogurt labels. One says 90% fat-free, the other says contains 10% fat. Which one sounds healthier? They're the same, but the framing changes how you feel. Politicians use this trick constantly. A new tax could be called a fair share contribution or a job-killing burden. Same tax, different spin. How to spot it? Anytime something feels emotionally charged, reframe it. Ask yourself, if this were phrased differently, would I feel the same way? This one's brutal. Psychologists discovered we hate losing twice as much as we enjoy winning. That's why gyms lock you into 12-month contracts. It's why trial subscriptions say, don't lose access to your benefits. Marketers know that framing something as a potential loss is way more powerful than framing it as a gain. How to spot it? If an ad says, don't miss out, or you'll lose your rewards, stop, flip it. Would the gain alone be worth it? If not, you're falling for loss aversion. Now we know, anchoring, scarcity, social proof, foot in the door, framing, and loss aversion 6 of the most common psychological tricks that manipulate you daily. How to get rid of the manipulation once you can spot them. You've already taken back control. Think of it like this: magician's tricks only work when you don't know where to look. Once you see the sleight of hand, the magic disappears. So next time someone tries to pressure you with a fake deadline, a shiny discount, or a bestseller label, you'll smile and say, nice try. Now, I would say like and subscribe, But I'm wondering, did you know any of these tricks, and have you faced with any of them in your life? Drop your answer in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.